Okay, so going down the page a little bit, do you see here how it says names of the sharps? F, C, G, D, A, E, B? Well, that's important for you to memorize as well, because you're going to need to know how many sharps are in a key signature so that you know what key you're in. So the more tedious way of doing that is to know what the names of the sharps are first, and that's kind of important as well. And then later you'll just be able to say, oh, 3 sharps, that means A major, 5 sharps, that means B major, etc., etc. But let's talk about the names of the sharps first. Now, this sharp sign surrounds the top line of the staff, which, if you recall from our previous lesson, is the F line. So that's called F sharp. This one, in D major, also does the same thing. This is the F sharp. Now we've added a sharp that surrounds the C space. So we have a C sharp. We have an F sharp and a C sharp. Now look, these are the first 2 letters of our chart here. Now we have the same thing, the first 2 letters, plus a third, G sharp. Now that G sharp you probably don't recognize because it's on the top of the staff. We haven't learned that that's a G sharp, but it is. So you'll have to memorize that one for now. Then we go F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, which is the 4th line. So we're just going down here, down the chart. Now the next thing, which I'd like to tell you about, is how do you remember this list? Because, you're not going to have, you might not want to just constantly remember or constantly try to figure out the notes, although that would be a good exercise for you. But there's a mnemonic here. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So that's how you can memorize the order of the sharps. And you'll notice C major does not have any sharps. Now the next thing I want to teach you, just kind of as a side note, is the symbol here. That symbol is called a whole rest. You'll notice there are no notes in these, in these measures. A rest means, well, we rest. We just don't play. And this rectangle, which is hanging off of the bottom of the 4th line, tells us that we rest for 4 full beats, because it is a whole rest. And remember from the last lesson, a whole note is 4 beats. So if we were to depict that, we just clap 4 times. Why clapping? Well, because we have to use something to measure beats after all. But my voice or my violin is silent for those 4 beats. Now the next thing here, that's 1-1. That means 1 note per measure, and the whole note gets the beat. Because remember, we said the 1 on the bottom means the whole note gets the beat. So there's only 1 note. Well, there's not really a note, it's a rest. But it's a rest is depicting a length of time. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's what that means. Now the next thing I want to just kind of bring your attention to, you might see these sharps here. Now why are there sharps here? Well, that's just telling us that it's just kind of a convenient reminder to look ahead. So if we were playing music here, let's say there were notes instead of rests. We'd play, 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 and then, oh, that's just telling me that there's 6 sharps ahead. Watch out. And there you go. Now we actually had the same situation in the names of the notes. I didn't tell you about that one, where we have a 4-1. That's just telling us, it's just warning us ahead of time there's a 4-1. That's all you need to know about that. This 7 just means it's the 7th measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just for your own convenience. So that's really all there is to know about key signatures for the time being.